Hello, guys. Welcome back to TFD. Let me go ahead and give myself a pat on the back real quick because once again, what we've been saying, it's starting to come out in the open. I've been telling y'all for a minute now, the WNBPA has not been keeping it real. It's been lie after lie after lie. Acting like everything is smooth, acting like everybody is locked in, united, holding hands, singing the same tune. Yeah, no. Bull. Absolute bull. Because now, the truth is leaking out. Reports are coming out that things got heated behind closed doors. Players arguing, voices raised, sides being taken, and suddenly that united front talk don't look so strong anymore. What this really looks like is young players versus the grizzly old vets. That's what nobody wanted to say out loud, but here we are. You've got one group pushing hard for extreme measures, talking strike, talking scorched earth. And then you've got another group saying, hold up, we still want to play basketball. And shout out to Annie Constable, Annie Scoops herself, over at Front Office Sports for putting this out there. The headline says it all. WNBA players divided over CBA approach in a heated meeting. Divided, not united, divided. So let me ask this. Weren't y'all just saying everybody was on the same page, or did I hear that wrong? Because we had pagers out here saying there will be a season. Meanwhile, Azura Stevens is talking like a strike is already locked in. So which one is it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, here said WNBA players divided over CBA approach at heated meeting. A letter from the union's director called the gathering of players spirited, passionate, and at times tough. The WNBPA held a virtual meeting with its members on Tuesday evening to discuss the state of labor negotiations. The tone quickly became tense as players discussed the best path forward, according to multiple sources with direct knowledge of the meeting. This is crazy, absolutely crazy. The WNBPA is out here fighting its own players, the very people they're supposed to represent. Make it make sense. And listen, Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, yeah, they got y'all. They got your ass. That's a W, straight up. This is a W for the league office whether people want to admit it or not. Because y'all look wild right now. Absolute circus behavior. Sending Valentine's cards on Instagram, posting unity messages, doing all this goofy PR nonsense. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, y'all aren't even on the same page. That's embarrassing. That's a joke. And Sophie Cunningham said it best herself. You guys are the joke. And she wasn't wrong. This is exactly why. You're doing it to yourselves. You've got the WNBPA beefing with its own players, and those same players got bamboozled, brainwashed, and handed over strike authorization without even being fully aligned. What a joke. A complete joke. And let's not forget, this isn't new. Just last week, players already went on record in an ESPN article saying the WNBPA was being greedy and selfish. So don't act shocked now. This mess didn't come out of nowhere. Here said, one of the causes of disagreement between players, according to multiple sources, is the approach to a potential strike. Players authorized a potential strike in a near unanimous vote in mid-December, but some players have changed their minds since then. Players have already started switching it up, changing their minds on striking. And now, look at it. The WNBPA, ANECA, y'all look like straight goofballs right now. Absolute goofballs. This is wild, really wild. 1 minute it's we're striking, next minute it's hold on, maybe not. No plan, no unity, no direction, just chaos. So yeah, players have changed their minds, and now the whole thing looks sloppy, rushed, and poorly thought out. This is crazy, man, crazy. Here said, one source said more than half of player leadership reaffirmed their commitment to striking if necessary. The strike vote authorized the union's executive committee, made up of 7 players and led by President Aneka Ogwumike, to call a strike whenever it felt it was necessary. A letter sent from WNBPA Executive Director Terry Carmichael Jackson to union members and obtained by Front Office Sports verified the tone of the meeting. In it, she wrote, last night's conversation was spirited, passionate, and at times tough. Jackson went on to say this signaled the health of their union. Honest debate is not division, Jackson wrote. It is engagement. Everyone has different experiences in the league and in their life, veteran guard Lexi Brown told FOS. So I did not expect all of us to come into these meetings week by week and just kumbaya and everybody agree on everything. That's not reality. The WNBA and the WNBPA had a virtual bargaining session on Monday, during which the league told players both sides needed to prioritize reaching an agreement by March 10th or be at risk of delays to the season. Additionally, league officials had calls with general managers to lay out a timeline for league business if a deal was reached by the second week of March. Continually, here said, the league told GMs that if a deal is verbally agreed to on March 10th, it would not be signed until March 31st. In this timeline, the expansion draft would be held between April 1st and 6th. Qualifying offers, including core designations, could be sent out on April 7th and 8th, followed immediately by a negotiation period from April 9th to 11th. The signing period would begin on April 12th and extend through the 18th, a day before training camp begins. The college draft would be held on April 13th. Okay. Here said, the pressure being placed on negotiations by the league has been met with confusion as the union waited roughly 6 weeks for a counterproposal to one it submitted in late December. Additionally, Jackson made it clear that a CBA would not become final without the vote of members. As was the case for the previous CBA, the union would need the majority of players who vote to be in agreement in order to reach a deal. Man, this is a complete mess. No clear idea, no real plan, just confusion all over the place. Okay, here said, in Jackson's letter, she told players a survey would be sent in the coming days to gather feedback on the league's current proposal. The union has used surveys at various points in the negotiations to gauge how players are feeling. One source told FOS, said, "We all want to play. My point exactly. This is exactly what I've been saying. You've got the grizzly old vets out here being greedy, trying to squeeze every last nook, cranny, and dollar out of this deal. Meanwhile, the younger players are looking at it like, this is fair. Let's hoop." They know they'll still be in the league for the next CBA. They're thinking long term. They want to sign, get on the floor, and play basketball instead of blowing everything up right now. That's the real divide nobody wanted to admit. Not unity, two completely different mindsets colliding. Said, we all want a fair CBA, but fair looks different to different people. So how do we get to a place where fair looks good to everybody? To the majority, to the minority, to the max players, to the role players, the rookies? How do we get to a place where fair looks the same? Okay, here said, the WNBA is waiting on a response from the union to its proposal sent on February 20th. In it, they made no movement on its proposed salary cap of $5.65 million per team or revenue sharing percentage. The only significant change was to team housing, which the league put back on the table for all players, but only in 2026. The league has provided housing to all of its players since 1999. Earlier this month, Union President Nneka Ogwumike and Vice President Alicia Clark told FOS that there were no fractures among the players. Instead, they both asserted tough conversations were happening behind the scenes. There are so many things that are on the table in this proposal, and us having discussions doesn't equate to fracturing, Clark said at the time. After Tuesday's meeting, a group of more than 10 agents representing players of varying standing sent their own letter to union leadership offering to help in whatever way might be necessary to get a deal done. So now, even the agents, have sided with the league. Let that sink in. When the people who negotiate contracts for a living start backing away from your strategy, that's a wrap. Players, y'all are cooked. The WNBPA played you, flat out. And let's keep it real. You got screwed by your own president, Nneka Ogwumike. Nobody wants to hear that, but it's the truth. We warned y'all from the jump that this representation was shaky. We said it was a conflict of interest having Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Kalir speaking for you, making decisions for you, while also having their hands in starting a competitor league. That's not leadership. That's divided loyalty. We told y'all you couldn't trust that setup. We told y'all this was bad representation. And now, look around. Agents are stepping back, players are fighting each other, the union is beefing with the very people it's supposed to protect. And remember when Sophie Cunningham said y'all look like a joke? This is exactly what she meant. This is how you end up looking foolish. Infighting, confusion, and no clear direction. The WNBPA is officially at war with its own players and their agents. That's bad. Really bad. Get down in the comments and tell me what you think. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the video.